What's up, y'all? I was gonna drop a vlog today instead of another video of me yapping, but all my vlogs keep getting messed up. This one, all the footage is in slow-mo again. This happened like 3 times, and I'm not the type to fight reality, and I can't go out and re-vlog. So I'll just make another video of me talking. And the topic that I wanted to bring up today was what to do when you don't know what to do next. For the past like month or month and a half, I've had a lot of direct motivation that's pretty strong to the point where everything that I wanted to do as far as the next step to any overarching goal I had kind of came to me immediately. You know, right after I did something, I would write a bunch of goals down and I would just get them done over the span of a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And it wasn't until recently that I've had kind of a fog with like the directions I wanted to go in. And the first thing to any issue that has like a mental concern is figuring out where the source of the problem is likely coming from. From my experience, I think that the problem for me is just having too many things I want to do at once. I have a habit of taking on a lot of tasks at once and thinking I can do pretty much everything it takes to complete all of them singularly, which is just not true. No one can do that, you know. And, you know, I have a habit of wanting to do things that require a lot of time, energy, and resources that I may not fully have at the time. And that, you know, equates to either a half-baked product or just it not coming into fruition, you know. Uh, and the problem of having too many things you want to do at once, you know, usually comes from like overconsumption of something, like overconsumption of content that, you know, makes you have all these things you want to do at once and you can't really like pinpoint and focus something. And it comes from just being a person who has a lot of aspirations and goals, you know. And when your mind fills up with so much things at one time, you start to think that like, wow, I don't know what to do next. Like, I don't know what's next. But really, there's so many options and outlets that it, you know, kind of messes up and gets like muddy and you can't really tell which way to go, you know, and it almost seems like you have nothing to do. So instead, you just distract yourself and kind of let the time pass rather than being overtly productive, you know, which is what you should be in general. I think that the best way to avoid that is to be like patient with whatever you are focused on singularly at once. You know, what happens usually is we have one thing we want to do and we get to a point where we realize there's low key a really big hump or a really big wall to get into that next step. So we go into a different field or a different objective that we want to go further in. And we do that as far as we can until we can kind of get around the hump of the first one. And you end up hopping back and forth all over the place. And it kind of messes up your sense of direction in general because you forget which path you're on just throughout the day. I think for me personally, the solution to that has been just doing the same things every day that are productive. You know, I know that I have a passion for making videos. So I try to make a video every day, even when I don't have the most motivation to, because I know that that does have something to do with what I want to do. And no matter what the outcome ends up being, I still was progressive today, you know. I try to do something for my brand every day. I try to, you know, further my brand as much as I can every day, even if it wasn't what was on my mind, because I know the next day it probably will be on my mind and I'll be like, damn, I wish I would have did this yesterday or the day before or 3 days before. And I think that's the idea of doing things even when you don't want to. A lot of people use that term as like doing things you really don't want to, that have nothing to do with your interests, nothing to do with moving your life forward, and are generally kind of negative for you. But that really means that if you have something you want, there's going to be times where you don't necessarily want to do something, but the fact of it being productive for what you're trying to do is true, you know? Like doing things like learning about your passion, even when you don't feel like it, is productive. You know, you have days where you don't want to do certain things, you know, but you still have the same aspirations. Those are the days you have to do things that you generally did not have any vocation or calling to do. Like today, I didn't have too much interest in making a video, but I'm doing it now anyway, because that's the only thing that comes to mind for doing something productive. Like I don't know what kind of video I want to make today. I don't have any real content plan right now, but I know that it's nice for me. It feels good for me to make these videos for you guys. So I'm going to make one anyway. You know, I know that I like designing clothes, but right now with the way, you know, time is set up and scheduling is set up, I can't do the things I really had planned for my brand, iCash, until it's, you know, a certain time, until, you know, it's ready. So until then, all I do every day is just try to learn or be productive or do something that could potentially progress me forward that I might not expect. If I could give a reasoning as to why just doing something every day that's productive, even when you don't want to, is a very good thing to have, is it gives you some kind of stability. Let's say you're a content creator and you want to be like popular, or you want to just create some income, or whatever the case may be. If you make a video once a week, you have one opportunity every week to have a video that's popular, or a video that does well, or one opportunity to just learn more about your passion and become better at it, you know? Versus if you do it every day, you learn every single day, you get more experience every single day, and you progress every single day versus progressing like once a week. If you like to, or I don't know, want to paint, if you paint once a week, you'll only get better once a week versus getting better every single day. You know, when we try new things, there's a lot of humps that come up early in our practice of it. You get over those humps quicker the more you do it. The more you do it, the quicker you get over the humps, and the more time you spend doing it, because the more enjoyable it is for you now. If you only do it sometimes, the humps will come slower, which will make you want to do it less, because it seems like every time you do it, it takes longer, and every time you do it, something happens, you know. But if you just stick to something every day, then you'll learn quick, like you'll get over it fast. You don't have to sit and be upset every time you do it, you know. It'll become enjoyable for you quicker that way. If you started something 2 months ago and got good at it in 3 months because you did it every day, I promise you that will feel a whole lot better, even though the first 2 months are probably super hard, than trying something for 6 months and doing it twice a week and you're still ass at it. Like, that would feel awful. You'll get so discouraged from wanting to do it, you know? And eventually it becomes subconscious to you. Like, when I first started making videos every day and streaming every day, it was hard for me. Like, I had to take a whole lot of things out of my day just to get those things done, because I knew that I'm not really that good at it and it takes a lot of energy for me at the time. Now, making a video every day and streaming every day is so easy. I could literally do nothing all day and still get both of those things done, like with no effort, because not only are they enjoyable for me now because I'm at least okay at it, but they don't take up much time for me to do because I've gained the skill to do it properly. So if you have something you want to do, don't get discouraged from it being hard at first, or from it being like a little bit tough the first couple times, or you don't have like the most experience about it. That is how all things work. You know, a lot of people think that if something's for them, they're supposed to be naturally talented at it from the get-go, which is wrong. You know, we all have natural talents, but a lot of the time the things we want to do don't relate to them. And that's when just learning comes into factor. And you'll never learn from the outside as much as you will from direct practice. A lot of us think we can watch something for a long time, and then when it's time to do it, replicate it with ease, which is not true. You have to do it physically and intentionally for a while to get the real experience and to really, really learn. So keep that in mind when you're doing something. Expect for it to be hard, but when you learn, keep in mind that even the small things you learn make it much easier the next time, which makes it quicker for you to do, which means you can do it more at a faster pace. Eventually, you'll keep doing it so much that you'll be far ahead of anyone else who's doing it. You know, that goes with anything you want to do. Like, direct practice is kind of the cheat code to anything. You can really get good at anything if you just do it long enough times. So when you don't know what to do next, just do anything that can potentially progress you forward. Learn something or do the daily habits that you decided to pick up. Like right now, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do this week, but I have things that I plan to do anyway. So I'm just going to do those things and hopefully they pan out. I don't really have no strong motivation to do them, but I'm going to do them anyway out of trust that they are good for me. So Stay motivated, y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.